meeting of the City of North Las Vegas Planning Commission to order. Madam Secretary, are we in compliance with both the open meeting law and any government directive?
Chair Kraft, we are in compliance with the open meeting law.
All right. Commissioner Armstrong, would you like to lead us in the pledge tonight?
I sure would. You put your hand over your heart. I don't know where a flag might be. I pledge allegiance.
To the flag.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. This brings us to the first of two public forums. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody on the line for first public forum?
We have no written comments, but we do have someone that has the last name of Armstrong for the first public forum.
Okay.
So, hello, caller. Please state your name for the record. Hello, caller. Are you there? Hello, caller. No, I can't go to the room. I'm just going to hang up and dial in again. Hello, caller. Are you still there? Nothing right.
Welcome to Google Meet. Thank you. You are muted because a lot of people are on this call. Press *6 to unmute. You unmuted yourself.
So I could not get the caller in, but now I have another caller for the first public forum. Oh.
Okay, Catherine, just so you know, Commissioner Sheriff did join us.
Oh, thank you. So, and just that caller just vanished again. So.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to take that as a sign to go ahead and close the first public forum.
Okay.
And move on to the agenda. Director Jordan, do we have any changes tonight?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do. The applicant for item 11 has requested that item be withdrawn. And then the applicant for items 20 and 21 have also requested their items be withdrawn. Otherwise, there are no other changes.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Greer, I move that we accept approval for the minutes for the agenda for August 12, 2020.
All right, great. We have a motion from Commissioner Greer to approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving on to item 2, approval of Planning Commission meeting minutes of July 8th, 2020. we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Commissioner Calhoun, approve participation of regular meeting minutes for July the 8th, 2020.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Calhoun. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention?
The vote has been displayed on the screen.
Great. All right, moving on to item 3.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item number 3, SUP 22-2020 is a request for a special use permit to allow a school, specifically a charter school, that would be for grades 6 through 12, that is proposed to have a maximum of 700 students. The proposed use permit is located at the southwest corner of Gowan Road and Farrell Street on a just less than 6 acre, 5.98 acre site. The proposed school will consist of one large main building, a multi-purpose building, and a unlit turf playground area. The main building would be built in the first phase. The multi-purpose would also be in the first phase, and then there's a second additional classroom building that would be built as part of a future second phase. Initially, the school would consist of grades 6 through 10, and then they would add grades 11 and 12 in years 2 and 3 as the students age. In general, when looking at the proposed school, we are in support of the use, but when looking at it, there are some amendments that need to be done to the site plan. Specifically, the applicant needs to provide additional landscaping around the site, and they need to provide additional buffering landscaping adjacent to the residential. At present, the site plan is not in compliance with the landscaping requirements, and they do not provide the full 15 feet of landscaping along the rights-of-way or the 20-foot landscaping adjacent to the residential. Additionally, the applicant is showing a chain link, what appears to be a chain link fence around a portion of the site, and chain link is not a permitted fencing material, and for the school they should replace this with a wrought iron fence. All of this can be done with the when we review their building permits. In general, the building is in compliance with the commercial standards, with the commercial design standards, and it does meet the size. It is a 35-foot tall building. It's concrete tilt-up. It has some architectural features and some decorative elements. However, some additional changes in articulation to help break up the mass is probably necessary, but that also can be addressed during the building permit process. But overall, we are recommending approval subject to the conditions listed.
Okay, thank you. Do we have an applicant on the line?
We have one caller for item 3. We don't know if it's the applicant or if it's the public, but I will bring them into the call. Hello, caller. State your name for the record.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bob Gronauer. I am here representing the applicant, which is Explore Las Vegas. It's a American Charter Development School. And I appreciate everything that Robert Eastman has said on the record. As usual, Robert essentially speaks my whole presentation, so I'm just going to highlight a few things. Number one, I think this is an exciting application. It's in an infill area. It's on the corner of Gowan and Farrell Street, and it's approximately 6 acres. This will house approximately 700 students. As Robert has mentioned, it will go from grades 6 through 10 as it opens, and over the next 2 years, it'll go 6 through 12. All ingress and egress is planned for circulation on and off of Farrell Street. With respect to the site plan, as Robert has mentioned, we're able to meet the landscape requirements, and we're also going to be able to do the wrought iron fencing as he mentioned in his presentation. And with that, we can make those changes when we submit our building permits. But with that being said, staff is recommending approval, and I can answer any other questions that you may have with respect to this project.
All right, great. Well, this item is a public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody else on the line for the public hearing?
We have no one else for item 3 on the line, nor any written comment for item 3.
All right, given that, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Commissioner Calhoun, I recommend approval of SUP 2020.
All right. So if I heard that right, we have a motion to approve SUP 22-2020 from Commissioner Calhoun. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passed unanimously. Thank you.
And the vote has been displayed on the screen.
Thank you.
Keep bringing us schools, Bob.
Great,
I'm
thanks.
going to keep bringing you schools as long as Robert keeps recommending approval. Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 4.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item number 4, ZN 08-2020 is a request to rezone or reclassify a site from the MPC RZ13 or Master Plan Community Residential up to 13 dwelling units to the acre to the MPC C1 Master Plan Community Neighborhood Commercial District. This is for a parcel located at the northeast corner of Decatur Boulevard and Elkhorn Road. This site is slightly over 8 acres that was approved with a change in the land use for the Valley Vista Master Plan Community back in February 6, 2019, when this 8-acre site was changed to neighborhood commercial. Because of that, then the current zoning classification is not in compliance with the land use, and now that they're moving forward, they are rezoning the site to comply with the land use that is in the for the master plan community. The proposed zoning is exactly what would be supported by the land use. The proposed development is a small neighborhood commercial development. It is in compliance with the development agreement as amended, and we are recommending approval.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody on the line for this item?
No, but we have someone for item 4. We also have a caller for item 3 that just showed back up again. I don't know how you want to handle that. I can bring in the caller for item 4.
Yeah, bring in the one for item 4 and let the person for item 3 know that it's already been voted on.
Okay.
Or just let them hang out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really, yeah. Hello, caller. State your name for the record and address.
Eric Rich, 3203 East Warm Springs, Suite 400, Las Vegas, 89120, representing the applicant.
All right. Do you have anything you want to add to Mr. Eastman's presentation?
No, he, just like Mr. Gronauer said, he pretty much says it all. So we've worked with staff. Robert and I have been working on this for quite a while. So we're okay with all the staff's conditions, and we thank the city for their hard work.
All right. If there's nobody else on the line for this item, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. open the public hearing. Catherine, is there anybody else on the line for this item?
No more people for item 4, no.
Okay. Now we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, if there is no additional comments, I recommend approval of item DN 08-2020 with staff recommendations. Commissioner Greer.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Greer to approve DN-08-2020. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, folks, that item passes.
And that the vote has been displayed on the screen. May I bring in the caller for item 3 so that you can let them know what the vote was?
Yeah. Make sure they...
Yes. Oh, will do. Hello, caller. State your name for the record and address.
I'm trying to access the meeting online and have been unable to.
To view the meeting online, if you would go to
Correct.
www.
I'm in the public portal.
Let me walk you to it a little bit quicker. If you're in the public portal, go to the tab that says videos. Are you on the tab that says videos?
Mm-hmm.
And then it should be displaying what item that we're on the agenda. And if you're looking at it via your PC, you should have the sound when we're talking.
What I'm showing is motion passed. It doesn't say what item number.
So that was for item 4. It's now displaying item 5, AMP 06-2020. Correct?
Not yet.
Does she have to press play?
No. So
Okay.
I'm looking at the videos tab right here, and it does say 5 AMP. I don't know if you need to refresh the screen or not by pressing F5.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's it. Just wanted to let you know that the public is not able to view the meeting.
I'm watching it from 4 different locations, and I do see those items from 4 different. We have the public portal, the meetings tab, the public portal.
I'm glad that you are able to access it, but I just wanted on record that the public's not able to view it.
Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to item 5 then.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 5 is AMP 06-2020. The applicant is requesting to amend the land use from employment to single-family medium on approximately 6.37 acres on the southeast corner of Azure Avenue and Novak Street. This is a vacant parcel that currently has a land use for industrial uses. To the north and west of this parcel, there's single-family residential, and to the east, it is bordered by the UPRR Railroad. The proposed site is better suited for single-family residential than for an industrial use. Therefore, staff does recommend approval of the applicant's request.
Okay. Do we have an applicant on the line for item 5?
We have a caller on item 5. I don't know if it's the applicant or a caller. Let me bring that person in. Hello, caller. State your name for the record and address.
Yeah, Clayton Nielsen, 6765 West Russell Road, Suite 200. And I'm the applicant for this item and then the next 2 items. So I'm just here for if there's any questions or concerns or that on these items.
So do you have anything to add to staff's report on item 5?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody else online?
There's no other callers for item 5.
All right, so then I will go ahead and open the public forum. There are no callers, so I'll go ahead and close the public forum and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve AMP 06-2020. Commissioner Barrett.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Barrett to approve AMP-06-2020 take 5 votes for this to pass. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
All right.
Who opposed?
That was Commissioner Silver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any abstentions? All right.
We have to manually vote that way, so give us 1 moment to get the vote recorded.
Right. No, I just want to let you know that was a 6-1 vote.
Yes.
And we'll let
The vote has been displayed.
all right. Moving right along. Item.
Mr. Chairman, if I can real quick, I just want to be clear on the record. I took a moment to sign in to the City of North Las Vegas, went to their public thing, and it is displaying online. No problem.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Barrett. All right. But moving on to item 6, ZN-10-2020.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 6ZN-10-2020, the applicant is requesting to rezone approximately 6.37 acres from M2 General Industrial to RCL Single-Family Compact Lot Residential located on the southeast corner of Azure Avenue and Novak Street. The comprehensive plan land use designation for this site is employment proposed single-family medium. The proposed site is entirely surrounded by single-family residential to the west and north and adjacent to the UPRR Railroad to the east. Staff does recommend approval of the applicant's request.
All right. Do we have anybody on the line for this item, Madam Clerk?
We still have the applicant from item 5. He's the applicant for 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, great. Do you have anything to add to the staff report?
I do not.
All right. Do we have anybody else? I'll go ahead and, this is a public hearing item. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. And do we have anybody on the line for a public hearing?
No, we do not.
I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Commissioner Calhoun, I recommend approval of ZN 2020.
All right. We have a motion from Commissioner Calhoun to approve ZN-10-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Any abstentions? All right. So that was Commissioner Silva opposed. And Steve, I'm not calling you out. I'm just making sure that the city clerk knows who it is.
Yes, when the vote has been displayed. We just have to manually click on all 7 of you to do the vote. So
yeah,
it's displayed, so we can continue.
Great. All right, moving on to T-MAP-5-2020.
Chairman and Commissioners, TMAP 05-2020, the applicant is requesting approval of a tentative map and a proposed property reclassification to RCL single-family compact lot to allow a 39-lot single-family residential subdivision. The subject site is approximately 6.37 acres in size with a density of 6.12 dwelling units per acre. The proposed land use for the subject site is single-family medium. The minimum lot size proposed is 3,600 square feet. The development is required to provide a minimum 350 square feet of common open space per dwelling unit. The applicant has complied with the open space requirement for code. The applicant is providing a 15-foot perimeter landscaping as required. The proposed tentative map is consistent with the proposed land use and the proposed zoning for the subject site, and staff does recommend approval of this tentative map.
All right, applicant, do you have anything else to add to the tentative map?
I do not.
Okay. This item is not a public hearing, so I will go ahead and turn it over to members of the commission.
Not hearing any comments, I make a motion to approve TMAP 05-2020. Commissioner Barrett.
All mentioned.
The vote has been displayed on the screen.
All right, thank you. Moving right along to item 8.
Chairman and Commissioners, Item 8 is AMP 07-2020. The applicant is requesting to amend the land use from mixed-use neighborhood to mixed-use commercial on approximately 18.39 acres located at the northwest corner of Coralie Avenue and Scott Robinson Boulevard. The current land use is mixed-use neighborhood, which allows up to 18 units to the acre. The applicant is proposing a future multifamily development that will have up to 25 units per acre. The surrounding land uses are single-family low mixed-use neighborhood and mixed-use commercial, and there is vacant land to the west and the east of the proposed site, which is approved for higher density single-family and multifamily residential. The proposed land use amendment is consistent with the surrounding neighborhood, and staff recommends approval.
Okay, great. Do we have somebody on the line for this?
Yes, we do, Chair Kraft. Let me bring him in.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hello, caller. State your name for the record and address.
Hello, this is Bob Gronauer, 1980 Festival Plaza Drive. I am representing both item 8 and 9. I know Amy just went through the analysis and did a really good job on item number 8. So once again, I am not going to do the complete presentation that I was going to do because she said a lot of what I was going to say. So that being said, I want to just let you know that we did have 2 separate meetings, one through Zoom and one in person for the neighborhood, and the feedback that we got was support from the neighborhood with respect to the proposed project. Hopefully I'll come back in about 60 to 90 days when we fine-tune our site plan and our elevations, and you'll see the fun and exciting project that we have for this piece of property. But in the meantime, we're coming through with the amendment to the master plan, and staff is recommending approval, and then also on the next item, they're recommending approval of zone change, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have.
All right. This item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody on the line for the public hearing?
Chair Kraft, we do not have any callers on the line.
All right. I will go ahead and close the public hearing and then turn it over to members of the commission.
If there's no comments from commissioners, this is Commissioner Warner. I would move to approve AMP-07-2020.
All right. We have a motion from Vice Chair Warner to approve AMP-07-2020. Nothing's changed with an AMP. Still requires a supermajority, so it takes 5 votes for this to pass. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that item passes unanimously. Moving on to item 9.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 9 is ZN 05-2020. The applicant is requesting to reclassify the subject site from C2 general commercial to R3 multifamily on approximately 18.39 acres located at the northwest corner of Scott Robinson Boulevard and Coralie Avenue. The comprehensive plan's land use designation for the subject site is mixed-use neighborhood, proposed mixed-use commercial. The surrounding uses currently consist of single-family residential property to the east, south, and west, and a commercial development to the north. The proposed multifamily development will provide a buffer from the commercial development to the north and the single-family residential to the south. Staff does recommend approval of this request.
Okay. All right. Do we still have the applicant on the line?
Yes, we do, and we have no other callers.
Okay. With that, Mr. Grunauer, do you have anything to add?
No, outside of the dog that was barking, I think he was in support of the application, just like he was recommending approval. And the dog and I are asking you for approval. Whoever dog that is not mine.
So that would be mine.
you see, your dog is like excited about this project as much as I am. And Amy's excited about this project too. So I think that this would be good to go.
All right. Do we have any, this item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody in line for the public hearing?
No, we do not.
I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
If there's no comments from commissioners, Commissioner Warner would like to approve ZN 05.
All right, we have a motion from Vice Chair Warner to approve DN-05-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
The motion has been displayed.
Okay, great. All right, moving on. 10.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 10 is SUP 19-2020. The applicant is requesting a special use permit to allow for a car wash with a 3,975 square foot building and a 115-foot car wash tunnel on approximately 0.99 acres located adjacent to an existing commercial center at the northwest corner of Cheyenne Avenue and Simmons Street. The hours of operation will be 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The proposed site plan and building elevations are in general compliance with the design standards for a vehicle washing establishment. Elevations for the trash enclosure were not submitted. The trash enclosure will be required to have the same materials and colors as the primary building. The applicant did not provide elevations for the awnings that will be used over the vacuum spaces. The awnings will also need to comply with the commercial design standards and can be reviewed during the permit process. The proposed site plan does not show the required foundation landscaping per code. This will also be addressed during the building permit process. The site plan appears to be in compliance with the parking requirements. The applicant did request 24 vacuum spaces on site. However, staff is requiring the vacuum spaces to be reduced to 20 in order to meet code requirements for employee parking and the queuing of the car wash. Staff has no objections to the proposed use. It's consistent with the C2 uses allowed for in the existing PUD, and it is compatible with the existing uses of the commercial center and surrounding area. Staff does recommend approval of subject conditions.
Okay, do we have an applicant on do we have somebody on the line for this item?
For item 10, yes, we do.
Okay.
Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
This is Mike Scarborough with LTH Development, 11811 North Tatum Boulevard in Phoenix.
All right, do you have anything that you want to add to the staff report?
No, sir. We're in agreement with the staff report and the conditions.
Okay. This item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody on the line for the public hearing?
No, we do not, Chaircraft.
All right, I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Here and I recommend approval of SUP-19-2020.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Calhoun to approve SUP-19-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that item passes unanimously.
And the vote has been displayed.
Awesome. Item 12.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 12 is SUP 20-2020. The applicant is requesting a special use permit to allow a vehicle, boat, or recreational vehicle sales and rental facility at 4530 Andrew Street, Suite L. The applicant is an online buyer of motor vehicles that are specifically for right-hand driving. The applicant is also requesting to sell parts online, which will be drop shipped to the customer. All vehicles will be stored within the building, and there will be no outdoor storage. The applicant will utilize a 5,400 square foot office warehouse space in an existing building. The applicant is not proposing any exterior modifications to the building. The proposed site plan shows 43 parking spaces for the entire site. The proposed use requires 8 spaces, and the parking appears to be in compliance with parking standards for code. Staff has no objections to the proposed use and recommends approval subject to conditions.
All right, do we have somebody on the line for this item?
Yes, we do. I'll bring the person in.
Okay.
Caller, please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Miguel Zaragoza. I represent MINTCO Airport.
All right, do you have anything you want to add to the staff report?
There's nothing that we want to add.
Yes.
Hello?
Hi, yes. Is there anything you want to add to the staff report?
No, there's nothing we want to add.
All right. This item is a public hearing. Do we have any other callers for the public hearing?
No, we do not.
And we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, Vice Chairman Warner would like to recommend approval of SUP-20-2020.
All right, we have a motion from Vice Chairman Warner to approve SUP-20-2020. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that item passes unanimously.
And it's been displayed on the screen.
All right, great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Item 13.
Chairman and Commissioners, item 13 is ZN09-2020. The applicant is requesting to reclassify the subject site from OL Open Land District to M2 General Industrial District on approximately 9.47 acres located at the northeast corner of Howdy Wells Avenue and Sloan Lane. The comprehensive master plan for this site is heavy industrial. On July 15th, July 15th of 2020, City Council approved the annexation of this parcel into the city of North Las Vegas. The site is in close proximity to the I-15 and is surrounded by heavy industrial uses. The proposed zoning classification is appropriate for this site, and staff recommends approval.
All right. Madam Clerk, do we have somebody on the line for this one?
Yes, we do. I'll bring them in. Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
Yeah, this is Ed Canny with Canny Engineering at 6030 South Jones. I'm here on behalf of the applicant.
All right. Do you have anything you want to add to the staff report?
No, sir. We completely concur with the staff recommendations. I'm here to answer any questions, and we respectfully ask that you concur with staff and approve the item.
All right. Well, this item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody on the line for the public hearing?
Yes, we do. We have someone on the line. I will bring that person in. We should be able to have 3 people on the conference call at the same time.
Okay. For the public hearing?
Yes, we do. We have someone on the line. I will bring that person.
Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Scott Murray with the DE Development. Its address is 1261 Prospect Street in La Jolla, California. And I know Ed just spoke. I just wanted to say how much we appreciate the city's business-friendly environment. The staff has been great to deal with, and we are very excited about this development and other developments. And we look forward and hopefully gain your support tonight.
All right. Is there anybody else on the line, Madam Clerk?
Chaircraft, there's no one else on the line for this item.
All right. I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve item ZN09-2020 with staff recommendation, and this is Commissioner Greer.
All right. We have a motion from Commissioner Greer to approve ZN-09-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Item passed.
And that it has been displayed on the screen.
All right. Thank you guys, and congratulations, and have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Moving on to item 14.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item 14, SUP 23-2020 is a request for a special use permit to allow a convenience food store with gas pumps on an approximate 12.6 acre site located within the M2 General Industrial District at the northwest corner of Lamb Boulevard and Nexus Way. The applicant is proposing to ultimately divide this large parcel into 4 lots, and they are using 1 lot for the proposed convenience store with gas pumps. The convenience store has both gas pumps, 10 gas pumps for passenger vehicles, and what appear to be 8 fueling stations for semi-trucks located just to the north of the building. The overall building size is a little over 8,000 square feet in the area. They have a total of 6 different entrances into the site from both Nexus Way, Lamb Boulevard, and Donovan Way that would connect to this parcel. In general, from a use standpoint, staff is in support of the proposed use. The only concerns we have are some small concerns regarding the site plan and the elevations that were provided. Specifically, the parcel or the lot that is being used by the applicant is not fully landscaped in the proposal. They do show landscaping along the corner of Nexus Way and Lamb Boulevard, but they should provide the buffering landscaping along in the entire parcel that the convenience store will be using. So therefore, they will need to add landscaping along the parcel along Donovan Way and additional landscaping along Lamb Boulevard. Additionally, while the site appears that there is adequate space for foundation landscaping, the site plan and elevations do not exactly show that foundation landscaping is provided, and that will also need to be provided and can be reviewed during the building permit process. As for the building elevations, the building is generally a brick building and in general is quite attractive and is in compliance with commercial design standards. However, there are 2 things. One is their rooftop mounted equipment is right now only screened by a metal mesh. They are proposing a cornice element at the entries to the building, and we feel like the cornice element should be wrapped around the entire building. That would help also break up and mask the rooftop equipment. Additionally, the fuel canopies especially for the passenger vehicles, right now are just poles, and they should be wrapped in the same brick exterior that is to match what's the principal building. But that being said, we are recommending approval subject to the conditions listed.
All right, we're coming on the line for this item.
Chair Kraft, there is. I'll bring the person in. Hello, caller. Please state your name and address for the record. Hello, caller.
Hi, this is Mariana Honeycutt with Kinley Horn.
All right, do you have anything that you'd like to add to the staff report?
Hi. I apologize. There's a bit of a delay on my end. My name is Mariana Honeycutt. Address is 6671 Las Vegas Boulevard, Suite 320, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89119. I'm here representing the applicant this evening. And I overheard the summary and I appreciate the time we've had to meet with Robert in advance to discuss many of these items that he had outlined. We think this is going to be a great amenity for the area, and the applicant is looking forward, as we are, to work with the city and address some of these minor issues. And I think we're definitely looking forward to doing that with Robert and through the building permit review process, and look forward to moving on this project.
All right, great. Well, this item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody on the line for the public hearing?
Chair Kraft, we have no one else on the line for item 14.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
I've got a question for staff before we vote on this one, please. Obviously, we're talking about this to be a very big gas station. Also on the agenda tonight, we have another one that's essentially across the street, the way I understand it. How do you guys see this affecting the future there at this location?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, in general, Land Boulevard is certainly a major arterial. We have very close access at this location to both I-15 and the 215. This is you're in kind of a transitional area when you look overall to in this vicinity. We have predominantly in this location large industrial office warehouse buildings. Immediately to the north is when we start getting into the residential as you cross over the railroad. So in this instance and in this location, we feel like even with the convenience store, both convenience stores operating, we feel that this is still appropriate. You may also remember at the northwest corner of Lamb and Nexus, in this same at this same intersection, that has a use permit for a proposed hotel on site, and so we feel like what they're proposing on both of these intersections, both of these other corners, is still appropriate when you consider it in the overall land use that we have in this neighborhood.
Thank you. That's all I have.
All right. Do we have anything else from the commission? If not, I'll take a motion.
Commissioner Calhoun. Motion to approve document 54-10.
All right, we have a motion to approve SUP-23-2020 from Calhoun. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That item carries.
And the vote has been displayed as well.
Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great night. All right, moving right along. Item 15.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item number 15 is an extension of time for a special use permit to allow a convenience food store with gas pumps. This is, as previously discussed, is on the opposite corner and the southeast corner of Lamb and Nexus Way. This was originally approved in September 12, 2018. Both this and its companion item, which is the next item on the agenda. What they're proposing is to develop a 4,950 square foot convenience store with an attached car wash on the site. Their parcel is a slightly greater. It's an 8.06 acre site, and the overall, it is just part of the overall site plan, which includes a tavern. It has 2 retail buildings, 3 pads for additional fast food restaurants. The site has access both on predominantly off of Nexus Way, but also one entrance on Boulevard. They do meet their landscaping requirements. They meet their foundation landscaping requirements. The buildings in general are in compliance with the commercial design standards. The overall site contains 303 parking spaces, which easily meets the parking requirements for all the uses proposed on this site plan. The buildings, as I stated, meet the design standards. They have a stone veneer, with stucco with stone wainscoting over portions. We are recommending approval of the extension of time. We feel like the neighborhood is not substantially different that would change our recommendation, and we are recommending approval of item 15.
All right, do we have somebody online for item 15?
We have 2 callers, and I think I'll bring in the one that I think is the applicant first.
Okay.
Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Lucy Stewart, 1930 Village Center Circle, representing the applicant for item 15, 16, and 17. And we would just agree with staff's conditions and respectfully request your approval.
All right, thank you. This item is a public hearing. It sounds like we have another caller on the line.
Yes, we should be able to have both callers at the same time. I will bring the next caller in. Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
Yes, hi. Tom Furman, 5920 South Springville Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89118.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm here as a developer, just answering questions you may have.
Okay. Cool. Do you have anything you want to add to the staff report?
No, we agree with staff conditions, and thank you for your consideration.
All right. Did we say we have anybody else on the line?
We have no one else on the line for this item.
Okay. I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Barrett. I make a motion to approve UN 5418.
There was a motion from Commissioner Barrett to approve UN-54-18. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that item passes.
And the vote has been displayed on the screen.
All right, great. Moving on to item 16.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item 16 is the associated item. It's UN 5518. This is also an extension of time for a special use permit in the C2 General Commercial District to allow a vehicle washing establishment. This is in the same location. It's part of the same site. The proposed car wash is attached to the convenience store that was our last item. The site is as described in our last item. This is an extension of time. It was approved like the last item in September of 2018, and we are recommending approval subject to the conditions listed.
All right. Do we still have the applicant on the line?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Lucy, 1930 Village Center Circle, representing the applicant, and we agree with staff's conditions for approval.
All right. All right, do we have anybody online for, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. Do we have anybody else on the line for the public hearing?
Chair Kraft, we have no one on the line for the public hearing.
Then I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Not hearing any comments, it's Commissioner Barrett. I make a motion to approve UN 5518.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Barrett to approve UN 55-18. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that item passes.
There was no votes against nay, right?
Right.
And a vote has been displayed.
All right. Moving on to item 17, UN 50-19.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item 17, UN 5019. This is a request for an extension of time for a special use permit in the C2 General Commercial District to allow a full on-sale liquor license with restricted gaming. This is on the same site plan in the same location at the southeast corner of Land Boulevard and Nexus Way. The proposed tavern is part of the larger development that we've previously discussed. The tavern would be located to the east of the proposed convenience store with the car wash and is fronting on to Nexus Way. As previously mentioned, the building does meet the commercial design standards. The site plan meets the required buffering, and there is adequate parking. Again, like previously, the site and surrounding neighborhood is not significantly different from when it was originally approved last year, and we are recommending approval of the extension of time subject to the conditions listed.
All right. Stuart, do you have anything you want to add on this one?
Lucy Stewart, 1930 Village Center Circle, and again, we disagree with staff's conditions.
All right. This item is a public hearing. I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. Do we have anybody online for a public hearing?
Chair Kraft, we do not have anyone.
And then I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Greer. If there's no additional comments or questions from the commissioners, I recommend that we approve item UN 5019 with staff approval.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Greer to approve UN 50-19. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right.
And the vote has been displayed.
All right. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, moving on to item 18.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item 18, VAC 05-2020 is a request to vacate an approximate 50-foot wide utility easement that starts at Ann Road, approximately 278 feet east of Revere Street, and then runs north approximately 462 feet. This is as stated, is a utility easement. This will help allow the development of a 42-unit single-lot development that was approved as part of TMAP 1499. Public Works has reviewed the proposed vacation. We are recommending approval subject to the conditions listed.
All right. Do we have anybody on the line for this item?
Yes, we do. I'll bring them in.
Okay.
Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
My name is Jeffrey Armstrong.
As stated, is the utility easement. This will help allow the development.
Okay. Are you the applicant, or are you calling in for public hearing?
I am the applicant's representative.
Okay, great. Is there anything you want to add to the staff report then?
No, I do not. We concur with staff recommendations and respectfully request your approval.
All right. So this item is a public hearing. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody on the line for a public hearing?
We do not.
All right, I will go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Approve the BAC-05-2020.
There's a motion from Commissioner to approve VAC-05-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Again. All right.
Do we have any opposing votes?
What was that? No opposition.
No. Okay, perfect. The vote has been displayed.
All right, great. Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. All right, moving right along. Item 19.
Mr. Chairman, Commission, item 19, VAC 06-2020 is a request to vacate an approximate 30-foot wide right-of-way remnant piece of Nellis Boulevard that commences at Range Road and runs south approximately 781 feet. Previously, this portion of Nellis Boulevard was originally vacated by the county in 2002, which vacated half of the street. The remaining portion was not vacated at the time it was annexed into the city in 2003. Therefore, the current landowner is requesting that this half street be vacated, as it is no longer part of the Nellis right-of-way. Public Works has reviewed the proposed request, and we are recommending approval subject to the conditions listed.
Okay, great. We have somebody on the line for this item.
Yes, we do. I'll bring them in.
Okay, great.
Hello, caller. State your name and address for the record.
Yes, Ed Canny with Canny Engineering at 6030 South Jones. I'm here on behalf of the applicant.
All right, was there anything you'd like to add to the staff report tonight?
No, sir, there is not. I concur with staff's recommendations, and we ask that you support the item as well. I'm here to answer any questions.
All right, great. All right, well, this item is a public hearing. Do we have anybody on the line for the public hearing?
No, we do not.
All right, then we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and turn it over to members of the commission.
Comments from commission. I recommend that we approve VAC 06-2020. Commissioner Warner.
All right, we have a motion from Vice Chairman Warner to approve VAC-06-2020. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
The vote has been displayed.
Okay, great. All right, moving on to staff items.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I only have one thing, and then Andy also wants to be able to speak to you as well. Just a reminder that the next meeting, you will actually see the short-term rental ordinance that staff, particularly Amy, has been working on for the past several months. Just as a heads up, we have been working with people in the short-term industry that have been reviewing that ordinance. We've also had 2 council members who have been working on the committee, and so we're going to be presenting that ordinance at the next Planning Commission meeting.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't have anything else, but I know Andy would like to talk for a couple minutes as well.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to talk for a couple minutes. We'll try to be quick. I do want to note, just like Commissioner Bear, I did follow along with the meeting, and it was working all the whole time online. But the only thing I want to say is, in the time between the last meeting and this meeting, I conducted the open meeting law training and ethics training with all the commissioners. The Commissioner Barrett and Commissioner Armstrong, that did their training on July 20th, and then Chairman Kraft on August 3rd. Commissioner Schoaf and Calhoun on August 5th, Vice Chair Warner on August 6th, and Commissioner Greer on August 7th. I just want to make sure when the minutes reflect that we did that training, because I know it's probably been a little bit of time since the last time we did that training. So that's all I had.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Moving on to commission items, definitely want to thank Deputy City Attorney Moore for the open meeting law and ethics training. The open meeting law has been in the news this past week, so I'm glad that we all got through our training so we know enough to stay on the right side of it, because you don't want anything to come back on that. So just wanted to thank you, Andy, for providing that training. I know that was a great investment on your part, so we appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome, and thanks all for participating. I appreciate it.
Then I also want to thank Tim Reisman for answering my questions for the meeting. So with that, we come up to the final public forum. Is there anybody on the line for the final public forum?
Chair Kraft, we have no one on the line.
All right, great. With that, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Have a good night.
All right,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
She's not wrong. Just want you to know. So what I noticed is I don't think it's a refresh thing, but I'm not like doing the whole thing. But I had these 4 tabs open.
Mm-hmm.
One to the videos tab, one to the Sire thing, one to the one that's the Swagat thing off of the council's page,
Mm-hmm.
and one on YouTube. And the one for here, it was, when I flipped to one, it was still in 5. It was like there was
There's a delay?
No, it's not a delay. It's like a refreshing of the screen. It's not just automatically running. And so I noticed that, I had a click, and I could see it click back. See, like there's like a play button. It's like, so,
It's like not advancing on its own, is what you're saying.
Yes, like a screen, like in Sire, how it'll time out when you're doing stuff,
right?
Because you're on a screen for so long, like the minutes part of in the web center,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it doesn't know that you're doing anything on that screen, so it's not. It doesn't seem to be, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like from me.